Hello and welcome back. I'm DMAC and today I thought I would do a little review video of a pick set that I've been using. This is the Lawlock Tools Ronin Pro pick set, and this is the super slim 15 thousandths or 0.4mm set. I wasn't sent this for free. I bought this. I bought it because I do really like using Lawlock Tools picks, and also I was struggling, needing more hooks in slimmer profiles. I had been using the Sparrows SS Devs in 15 thousandths, which are a great set, but they only come with 3 profiles, so I needed a broader selection of picks. So I opted for this one here. So I've been using this for, I bought it a couple of weeks ago, and I've been using it probably daily actually. And I overall really enjoy it. You get there's all the picks there, nice and shiny. These come with the Pro handles. If you're not familiar with Lawlock Tools, it's a full tang, so that pick profile there, the steel runs the full length from tip to tail, and then it's sandwiched or laminated between 2 outer bits of steel, and that means that it's super hard, not flexible at all. Some of the Lawlock Tools, this one's from the Ridgeback set, are just sort of thin, and they can be a bit flexy without handles. But I'm a real fan of the Pro handles. They're nice and big as well. I've got massive hands, so for me, I kind of hold the pick a bit like that. The length is perfect on these, which is another reason I was quite excited when Andy came out with the 15,000 pick set. Anyway, so just a quick look at this, and I'll give you my thoughts on it after using it for a couple of weeks. First things first, tensioners. You get bottom of the keyway and top of the keyway in this one. I'm not a great fan of bottom of the keyway. That's just personal preference. These look like great tensioners, and it's always nice to have extras in your set anyway, but I don't really use them, but it's good to have them there as an option. The top of the keyways I really like actually. My previous tensioners also were Lawlock Tools. I've had these for a couple of years, and they're great, but these ones are definitely improved. As you can see, size wise they're about 1/2 inch longer. And the other change that I'd noticed, as well as having the logo and the size engraved on them, which is a nice touch when you're reaching for a particular one, was the longer end of the top of the keyway tensioner has actually been shortened, and I think that's a really good thing, because I mean, I would use these an American 1100 there in a top of the keyway position. Just grab that other one. Yeah, in a top of the keyway position, and it's just the perfect length. I think I found that the old ones were a little bit long, that longer side, and that meant that there was more chance of it kind of pinging out when you're picking. So my impressions of these top of the keyway tensioners is I absolutely love them. I've really been using them quite a lot, and there's an extra size in there as well. I think we've got let's try and get these in order. There we go. So we've got a 0.8 there, I've got a 1mm, you've got a 1.2, and then this one, which is a new one, which is the 1.5, and having those, and then you've got the heavy one there, which is the 2mm one, which I use for dimples and medicos. Not very often, but it's nice to have it there. So that with that new size, it fits really well between the 1.2 and the 2mm, and I've been using these every time I pick pretty much. So really pleased to have those in the set. Let's just have a quick look at the hooks. As I say, I do like Lawlock Tools anyway, so I'm familiar with a lot of these profiles. A lot of these profiles, you've got the reach and curve sets, you've got the Tiffany sets as well. They're profiles that I pick with regularly, so it's really nice to have them in the 15 thousandths. So we've got the reach and curve ones there. I don't know the names of all of these, but I'll give you a quick look at them there. I mean, some of these profiles, when I first started using them, like that one, I thought were pretty wacky, and I didn't really get on with them first of all. But when you're picking, it's good to kind of cycle through a variety of picks to get the opens, and the more I played with this, the more opens I got. I think you do have to have a lock with a specific bit in, like a flatter bit in sometimes. or a lock that's got higher pins at the back and lower at the front. That seems to work really well with those ones. Most of the picks I use are probably more these ones, but I do go back to those quite a lot. So you've got a variety of shorter hooks there. We've got a gem, scimitar there, rounded short hook. And then you've got some deeper hooks there. The teardrop, which is one of my all-time favourite profiles to have in there. And then a variety of other kind of medium to deeper hooks. I think there was one thing that I did find odd, which I did see in another review, and that is, I think it's these two here. They seem pretty much identical to me. Kind of medium hooks. It's a great profile, and you know, you could look at it and say, well, you know, you could use one of them quite a lot, and if you sort of bend it or broke it, you've got a spare one. I don't think there's, I can't see any difference between those, very, very slightly. So I think my only negative would be that I would probably, you know, personally like a deeper hook in there. I'd probably take one of those out and have like a really deep hook, like a stupidly deep hook, because they do come in handy for certain sort of keyways as well. So my impressions of using them, I think I bought them as an extra set. Like I say, I had the SS Devs that I used whenever I was up against like a tight keyway. This is one I'm currently working on now. It's a Ruco Abloy D12, and the keyway on this is nuts. I mean, if I get like a normal pick like that, there's absolutely no way. You've got this big piece of wood in here, but you literally can't get it up, you know, in that gap. Even sliding it that way and trying to sort of lever it up like a dimple, I can't even barely get the pick in there. So on these ones, you really do need slim hooks for something like this. And I think what I did with this one when I first got it is I stripped it all down. I took the plug out and I was trying my SS Devs, and with the bitting on this one, which I think on this particular one is actually really quite fierce, I couldn't find any hook that would lift that last pin. And when I got this set, I went through the same process where I, you know, stripped the lock apart, just had the pins in the plug, and was going through the pick profiles, and there were a couple there that I'm not sure which ones, but there was a couple there that managed to, you know, get up and lift that back pin. So I'm in the process of progressively pinning this one to hopefully get an open, but certainly a bit of a beast. And for a lock like that, rather than previously I just had the 3 hooks of the SS Devs, I've now got 16 different hooks that I can cycle through. And I certainly find that that's what I've been doing. As I say, I got this a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to give it a good kind of road test before I, you know, let you know my thoughts on it. But I've surprised myself in that I've used this daily. I think my original intention, I'll show you what my current picks look like, which is in this nice mocky case there. I've got a selection of picks that I use. I've got some thicker ones, I've got some dimples and rakes and bits and bobs, and I think I was going to get rid of a few of these that I didn't use that much and drop some of the Ronin ones in there, but I'm actually decided that I'm going to keep them in this case because it's really nice to just pull down the 15 thousandths picks when I'm faced with a particularly, you know, difficult lock, and then I'm able to cycle through all of them. So yeah, this pick set is now, I think it's going to stay in that case. It's proved its worth to me. Anyway, that's my quick thoughts on the Ronin set. I think it's not a beginner set. If you're a beginner and you bought this, although you've got some great hooks, great profiles, top of the keyway and bottom of the keyway tensioners, you'll probably turn these picks into a noodle because they require a lot of finesse. But for a seasoned picker, I've been picking for about 3 and a bit years, I think, at this point. I've found them invaluable. They're certainly an investment. I'm not sure what the price is at the moment on the website. I think when I last looked it was $145. But Andy does do occasional kind of discounts and things, so perhaps it's worth looking out for that and investing in it, because I've certainly found it very useful. Comes in a nice case as well, which is always good. Anyway, that's my review of the Lawlock Tools Ronin Pro set, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.